K-pop Demon Hunters. I did a short when the movie came out, and everyone's like, why didn't you review it? Well, guess what? It's out in theaters this weekend, the sing-along version. This should have been playing for the last 3 months. It would have made all the money. I don't get the decision, but it's like a revelation.
It's time. The world will know you as pop stars.
All right, the idea of mixing K-pop with demon hunting, I'm thinking, all right, it has this Saturday morning cartoon flavor. Just conceptually, that vibe is cool. You find out the boy band here is a bunch of demons, and I'm like, all right, it's so unique. It could be absolutely dreadful and terrible, and frankly, I wasn't excited for this at all. I have listened to K-pop, but I don't actively listen to it. At least I didn't before this movie.
You what?
And I love the idea of what they do with Rumi here, kind of like a Blade situation. Her own special ability to banish these demons, but at the same time, it creates a lot of conflict within the group, within her story, and within this group of people that they are fighting. Just a bunch of good-looking guys that are great singers. And so this group is battling supernatural creatures while navigating fame, personal insecurities, and their bond as a group. And so this high-energy, aesthetically pleasing movie with this Spider-Verse type animation and Sony animated movies have been really good to look at in general. From Spider-Verse to even going back to Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Mitchell's versus the Machines. I mean, they have been on a bit of a run lately. I believe Fixed was also so. Am I wrong about that? Not a good one.
He stinks, and I don't like it.
But one thing I was really happy with here are the themes that are put on display. And so I would call this a family film. My first thought was that it's a kid's movie, but then I'm thinking, like, how many 8-year-olds are listening to K-pop? Well, probably more than there were after this film. But it's definitely a family film because it has all of the visuals and aesthetics and things that you need for adults to latch onto, and then humor. This is a fairly funny movie. I was laughing all the way through, from start to finish. That's exactly what you want with an animated film like this, that not only appeals to those kids, but also to the adults taking their kids, hopefully, to the theater this weekend. Speaking of the sing-along portion, I would say watch the movie on Netflix first, so you kind of know the songs. That way, when you go, then you can sing along and actually kind of keep up with the crowd around you. I wasn't singing in the theater because it was just me and then a bunch of families. And so you probably would have all stared at me if I was back there singing Golden and Takedown. But the Saja Boys, they were getting even more of a reception from the crowd than our trio at hand. I mean, all of the songs are good in a way. Obviously, many people are going to have their favorites, but they play extremely well, most importantly, with the narrative. And they make sense thematically with what these girls are dealing with, and that is their image, basically their identity. That is sisterhood. That is self-acceptance. That is, we're dealing with so many things here that these girls are having to encounter. And then once you start to get into that story with Rumi, that changes everything. And you've got this boy band on the other side, and they have their backstory, which we dive into, but also there are things about the way that they interact with our main characters that makes it a lot more interesting as it goes. So it's not just what it is on its surface, which is what I thought going in. And that's the ultimate no-no. Like, don't go in with these preconceived expectations. Well, actually, you can. You're allowed to. But don't think that you're going to not like something just because you don't really know anything about it. And I learned that lesson with K-pop Demon Hunters because the first time I watched it on Netflix, I'm like, oh, no, this is actually pretty good. But then watching it with a crowd this weekend and seeing how much these kids are latching onto the songs and just knowing how well it's performed on Netflix, the number 2 Netflix movie of all time, I believe, at the time of this video, behind Red Notice. So let's keep watching it, and we'll pass that. I also love how this is simultaneously a love letter to K-pop, which is something I didn't know I needed, while also being commentary on manufactured hype and pop culture and how, this overwhelming obsession with these K-pop groups and really with music groups in general and with actors, with performers, people that we, perceive in our brains as idols. Well, one, that's not really good. Two, the movie plays on that. And it's a lot smarter than I was willing to give it credit for. And it has those themes all throughout to where by the end of it, you're thinking, well, not only was this a fun story with demon hunters and demons and the boy band versus our trio of girls, that was really cool, but this is having something to say about fandom in general in the background, and it never really strayed away from going a little deeper all throughout the movie. And we come back to this being an animated film for kids, really for families, on Netflix that I knew nothing about. And I got that the first time watching months ago. I got that watching this with a crowd in the theater, which was one of the most hyped crowds I've been to all year. And one of the coolest theatrical experiences, like hearing these songs on the big screen made them even better, but also seeing this vibrant animation, really stunning. And we've already got some memes that have spawned from some of these characters and their interactions. But at the same time, I'm totally cool with this having the impact on pop culture that it has. It's one of the best animated movies of the year. My only real issue is that, and again, I really did enjoy the humor. Some of these just little jokes and quirky character tropes, they were really funny. Some of it does feel like it's repeating the same beat over and over, not only with the demon hunting aspect, which was awesome in the beginning. By the end, it felt like it lost a little bit of that luster, but also the humor becomes recycled just a bit by the end to where I'm like, all right, can we just get to the point? But that was such a small part of me, man. I was having so much fun. The pacing's great, keeps up with the runtime, doesn't really go overboard or feel overwhelming in that way. And K-Pop Demon Hunters, I can't believe I'm saying this, just kind of rocked my world seeing it in the theater. And I have a new appreciation even after watching it on Netflix. And so what in the world is going on? Thank you for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on K-Pop Demon Hunters. Did it live up to the hype? Is it? Well, actually, what is the best animated movie of the year? Drop your like, share this video, leave a comment, most importantly. And featuring vibrant animation, surprisingly poignant themes, and a mesmerizing soundtrack, K-Pop Demon Hunters has the ingredients to make for a pop culture staple. This is one of the biggest surprises of the year. Not just on Netflix, but in general. I'd have it up there with like Sovereign as movies that I just wasn't expecting to be this good. And that's great. Thanks for watching this video. What are you watching this weekend? Is it K-Pop, Eden, or another video of me? Don't do the last one. Bye-bye.